welcome if you're new. This is Ginger Lefty, and it has been many, many, many months. I have tried to film a couple of times and got interrupted, or just the content became stale by the time I got around to being able to edit it. And this is one of those rare moments where I'm actually home by myself, probably for like 20 minutes, and just popped by Five Below for a second. Actually popped by to get this white mat because I just wanted like a crisp surface to be out of this desk. It's got a very dark desktop and there's some scratches in it. So I popped by to get this mat, and I saw that Five Below has fountain pens. This little 8-pen set for $5. So can't be any good, right? But figured I would test it out, and I am a teacher. This would be a fun little giveaway for students if I, don't need to hoard them all myself. But they're just really cute, and looks like there's an ink cartridge to match each pen. See the lettering? So thought this would be a fun opportunity to actually film a video and test these out. And I also just received some stamps from Everyday Explorers, and I thought this would be kind of appropriate since this is a little colorful set. So these are at Five Below for $5. And I wasn't really expecting, I didn't go in there for fountain pens, but I would never have expected for Five Below to carry fountain pens. And if they did, I would think maybe it would be one pen. But this is a set of 8 pens. So, all right, it is a snap cap, no surprise. Let's see. There's a piece of paper on the inside, and it actually, I read the instructions in the store on the back of the box. It says, unscrew and separate the barrel, throw away the paper from the pen barrel. Flip the ink cartridge, now insert the cartridge. After you hear a click, screw the barrel into the neck, and you are done. So let's see. So yes, there is indeed a barrel. It is blue. It appears to be blue. So let's see if this snaps. Oop, we are in. Okay. Let's see how much it takes to get flowing. All right, we will give it a second. I'm sticking it in my little holder. I got this from Pen Realm at the Miami Pen Show. I don't really need these ink samples in here. At the Miami Pen Show last summer. I don't know who is the original craftsman who carved it out, but it is very handy. One of my absolute favorite pens is currently resting in it, but we're gonna let that sit like there, let the ink flow while I put a title on this page. Where is my Tombow marker? One sec. Okay, these are the color fountain pens from Five Below. So I think we're just gonna say 5. And this time I was getting a little frayed. Below. Yeah, it is super frayed. It is time for this bad boy to be replaced. Okay, I'm gonna use the black, but the little tip here. 8 count color fountain pen. All right. Think this guy is flowing yet? Oh, ooh, how about that? That is a nice bright blue. It is postable. All right. So this is the blue. Ooh, it is a bleeder. It is definitely bleeding. Blue. Not bleeding, feathering. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. Blue with included ink cartridge. Okay. That is quite a feathering ink. I mean, that is a lot of feathering. I mean, it's basically like all feathering together. Wow. That's kind of crazy. That's almost like the scented fruit cocktail from the Diamine ink pen. That is, does it say if it's supposed to be, it doesn't say what the tip size is. Ink cartridge is bore diameter is 2.6, but yeah, I would say the nib size is a broad. I mean, it's laying down like a pretty broad line. Just by way, and okay, we just had ink splatter. I don't know if you can see here, but you know, they do say you get what you pay for, and did not pay very much for these. These were clearly under $1 a piece. I wonder if it'll stain this little mat. We shall find out. Okay, so far, not very impressive. Yeah, I mean, we got some ink splatter going on. Okay, now we're, okay, now we're gonna have a hard start after all the splatter. I'm curious if I, take the blunt syringe and take the ink out of the cartridge and put in a higher quality ink, if I will have a better writing performance. Let's try a different color. Let's see if it is just as wonky. So this is the pink. There should be a piece of paper in here. Yep. Okay. Oops, upside down. Silly. Okay. So let's see. Do we have bleed through? Ooh, yeah, that's not great either. This is the Wonderland 222 grid notebook with the original Tomoegawa paper. Wow, it's not only bleeding through, it went on to the following page too. Like dots onto that page. Can you see them? So far, not very impressive. Let's see if we get anything more exciting from the pink. Again, pretty, oh yeah, I mean, it is totally feathering. I mean, it's virtually unusable for me with this much feathering. I mean, that's insane. That's like actually insane. I mean, it's not even legible anymore. That is crazy. That feathered even worse than the blue. I've never seen anything feather that bad. Okay, just in terms of line width for comparison, this is a Benu Fine. This is, by the way, like everybody talks about the Euphoria, like it's the best Benu. I mean, to me, the Astrogem is the absolute. I have a Euphoria and I love my Euphoria, but the Astrogem is the best body. I love the facets, the shape, everything about the Astrogem is, I love the way it feels in the hand. It's just, it's gorgeous. And particularly this colorway, the Midas. I loved it online, and then I saw it at the Miami Pen Show last summer, and I just became obsessed, and I held off until I finally got it, actually, in honor of my doggy Bo, who passed away. This reminded me a lot of him. A lot of rich colors and tones. I just love him. So this is a Benu Fine, and it is inked with the Diamine Cranberry from the 2024 ink event. But just to give you a sense of comparison, that's like, look at these figurines here from the pink from Five Below, like junk. It's really too bad. Everybody's going completely mad right now on the fountain pen YouTube world for the Jinhao 10s. And I've been curious, but I got myself, a month or two ago, this Mahjong A2. I think it's an A2. And it has been the biggest disappointment ever. It just dries out like every day. I mean, I get it going again, and then the very next day is dry. And that's totally not practical because I got it for school, to have at my classroom desk to be kind of just an everyday writer. And I can't, just jump up and go get a glass of water when I'm in the middle of teaching. So big disappointment, much more money than these Five Below ones. But on the cheap, people have been on the cheap pen bandwagon with the Jinhao 10s. So, but this is one cheap pen that is definitely not delivering. All right, I'm jumping to the end of the rainbow set here. I'm not particularly interested in like a light peach or yellow. I would be interested in these two colors, but I kind of am curious if this one is going to be a gray or a black. Can't really tell on the packaging. I'm thinking it's going to be a black, but let's find out. Let's see if it is decent or if we are dealing with the same sitch. I don't know why I think it would be any different, but man, these are not easy to click in. Holy macaroni. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I mean, don't judge me for pushing. Whew, okay. I'm going to give that a second. Give that one a second. All right, did the pink. All right, so that one didn't bleed through as much, at least. I mean, there's definite ghosting. I mean, you can see that there's color on that side, but it's not like fully coming through. Well, actually, there's one little pink dot there. So far, these are not impressive. I mean, that's insane. You literally cannot even read it. Oh, this is a much finer line, at least when it first goes down. Gray with included cartridge. Yeah, the cartridge seems black. This is way, way, way better performing. I mean, this has actual potential. In terms of the feel of the pen, I will say I like the width, the section, excuse me, the grip section. It's a nice thickness. Let's compare it to this one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice thickness. What else can I compare it to? Do I have my Twispies? Yeah, similar grip section width. So that explains why it is comfortable. And it's got a decent weight to it. It doesn't feel, I mean, it is definitely light. It is definitely a cheap plastic and very light, but it's not nothing. Like, but this is performing so much better than the original two colors we tried. Wow. I mean, this is an actual usable pen. All right, well, now I'm curious to try additional colors. Is the black/gray going to be the only viable one, or will there be another winner in the batch? Let's go with this. This is kind of like a lavender lilac kind of situation. Looks like look at me. Looks like a pretty purple ink. I'm gonna do this method again. It's a very scientific method. So I do not film when anybody else is home, and my husband is on his way home. So will I be able to get through these before he walks in the door? That is the question. All right. Is that enough time? Is it going through? What are we going to call this? Lilac, lavender. I got to let that one sit for a second. All right, let's check if the black bled through. All right. And even when I did kind of going over it, doing those little swatches there, that is not bleeding through. So far the blue is the worst performer by far, and the black is the best performer. I mean, that's actually holding its own, like it's not feathering. All right, let's see if the lilac is ready. Nice little clip. I mean, it's decent pen. And I like the fact that there's a little window in the cap to show that it's a fountain pen. All right, it is a pretty shade of purple, the ink, with included cartridge. It is definitely performing like a broad. Yeah, I mean, it is juicy. Is it gonna feather? Is it gonna bleed? Feathering. Perhaps not as bad as blue and pink. Not as bad. Definitely not as bad. Definitely not as bad. All right, now I'm curious enough since we've had, I mean, we really started off poorly. These pens, maybe if I'd started off with the black, the whole tone of the video would have been more positive. All right, I'm very curious. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm very curious if the green is going to be like the shade of green or more of a kind of a bold Kelly green, but it's definitely looking more like a green. All right, so I think I'm going to snap all of them in so they can all be working on getting that ink to flow. This looks like a true orange. So how is everybody doing? There's been so many things, there have been so many things that I've thought about filming. I started off 2025 with gusto in my planners, and 2 weeks into January, I couldn't take the insane level of bleeding and ghosting in my Hobonichi cousin. It was devastating. This was year 3 for me in the cousin. I've been very loyal to the cousin. It was beautifully set up, and it was tabbed, and it had beautiful vinyls that I had been saving for. I mean, it was beauty, but I just couldn't take it anymore. And I finally took the plunge and invested in a Wonderland 222 A5. And it's working really well. It's got the original Tamil paper, and it's been working really well. But the one thing about it is, this is not screwing that smoothly. The one thing about it is I don't love that the monthlies are not all together. That it's like a month, and then the weeklies for that month, and then the following month, and then the weeklies for that month. I'm going to take a sip of my drink one sec. And, excuse me. And I don't love that. It makes it like you're doing a lot more kind of, I don't know. I just kind of like to be able to see my months and then have my weeks. The big thing that I was a little nervous about was that the dailies aren't dated. It's just more like notebook pages in the back. And I thought that would hurt my accountability in terms of journaling each day. But I always just kind of go ahead a few days with setting up the page with the day and date and a little decor. So a little deco, as they say. So it's working out. It hasn't been that big of an issue. I have been maintaining my daily practice. All right, here is the green. What do we think? Here we go. What's gonna happen? Green. All right, a nice shade. Ooh, very going down fast. Green with included cartridge. Lots of feathering again. Feathering. But pretty shade, pretty ink color. But yeah, I mean, lots of feathers. So the purple is definitely a bold line, but it's not really feathering. Whereas, I mean, this is just like a no. The blue is pretty much a no. That's not great. That's a decent amount of feathering too. All right, here is the orange. I don't feel like this is gonna go that well. It seems like the lighter colors are the ones that do the worst. Oh, this nib looks kind of busted. You see how there's like already ink on the front of the nib? I feel like this nib looks busted. Orange. Yeah, the tines are not in alignment. I can't even get any. There's like ink on the. What is happening here? All right, maybe I'm wrong. All right, maybe it looks like they're not. Okay, let's just see. No, it's orange. I'm having to put a lot of pressure to get it to write. I think the tines are kind of busted. It looks like one is kind of higher than the other. Yeah, this is kind of light, but it's not writing well. This one is pretty junky. All right, this is another shade of green, more of a yellow green. So is it going to be and I wouldn't say it's just a yellow because there's also this one. So this is the one we wrote with. This is the green. So what is our prediction for what these are going to be? Like, I'm very curious. Is this going to be like fluorescent? I don't know. Here we go. I'm going to call this like lime to distinguish it from the, ooh, okay. It's kind of writing like lime with included cartridge. I mean, this is actually kind of a cute color. I could use this for grading. But if it is feathering like this onto my river paper, it's going to feather really bad on copy paper. So feathering, not great, but not as bad as the blue and pink. All right, so far, still the black and purple are the winners. And, oh, we just had a little drop of green ink on the mat. So who knows where that's like dropping from. All right. How yellow is the yellow? How bright, how light? Oh, okay. It is like highlighter yellow. Yellow with included, totally unreadable. So if you're doing art, this would be good for that. But it's a very broad line. I mean, it is thick. It is yellow. I mean, it's visible. So for coloring, great. But no, for writing, totally, it's just it's bright yellow. There you have it. Those are the Five Below fountain pens. Bottom line, great for a little present for a child who is going to break whatever pen you give them anyway. If they just want to play around and have their own set of fountain pens and, feel like, if maybe like if mom or dad is into fountain pens and it's like a 4-year-old or something. But for anybody who's into fountain pens yourselves and has quality pens, this is not going to satisfy. I can imagine picking up one of these to write when I have other options that are of a decent quality. But I do like, the black is nice. Like, it's actually a nice saturated black. And they all write, like, the flow was really good. This had a nice flow. So I can see using this just as a cheapie. But, I'm kind of, like, I was about to say, I could throw it in my purse. But kind of nervous because I've had some ink splatters here just putting the caps on. So I just don't know if this is going to cause issues and leakage. We shall see. But the others, I could see using the purple for fun. And you know what? This lime green really isn't feathering very much. This green is feathering a lot. The blue and pink are feathering like crazy. But the purple looks good if I want a nice broad line. So yeah, there you have it. That is the Five Below set. My honest review. No one has paid me for this opinion. I hope to come back with some more interesting content soon. I've been considering doing the 8 pen questions and the 8 more pen questions hashtag, but those require a slight bit of preparation to actually capture what the questions are and think through them in advance, which we'll see. I will try. But anyway, hope you guys are well. Thanks for tuning in. And let me know if you've tried these and if your experience is similar to mine or different or, this was fun. Talk to y'all soon.